Son Alex has posted a video urging voters not to support the Liberal Party.
If you want to send a signal as to which way the Liberal Party is going and your displeasure with where it is going, then this is your opportunity. Don't vote for the Liberal Party in the Wentworth by-election. If you want to pull the Liberal Party back from the brink, it's the one clear signal you can send.
So Alex's support for Labor was sparked by his father's resignation, claiming the Liberal Party had been taken over by extremists.
Whew. Let's get today's take on this with Nine Honey's Shelley Horton and Nine's Ben Fordham.
Morning.
Fordo, let me get your take on this, because he says that you could also throw support behind, Karen Phelps. You can do a whole bunch of things, but it's
interesting that the Liberal Party's been taken over by extremists in the short amount of time since his father was the leader of the Liberal Party, which last time I checked was only about, 6 weeks or something ago?
Over a month.
So it's amazing how quickly these things can happen. One moment your dad is the Liberal Party leader in Australia and the Prime Minister, and everything's fine. And the next moment he's not the Prime Minister or the leader of the Liberal Party, and now it's been taken over by extremists. So I'm guessing the bloke who's now running the Liberal Party, Scott Morrison, is an extremist, I'm guessing, if it's been taken over by extremists. And he was your dad's right-hand man as Treasurer just about 6 weeks ago.
Maybe he's telling us something we never knew.
I just find it all a little bit too convenient that Dad got booted out of the job and all of a sudden now Son is hopping into the whole
You'd be pretty
team.
angry, though, if your dad lost his job.
I respect the fact that he's sticking up for his dad.
Yeah.
I do respect the fact that he's sticking up for his dad.
I think that's what it comes to. This is actually emotion rather than fact, I think. And it would be, if your dad had been treated badly and you felt like you had to stick up for him, you would do a video like that. Do I think it's going to influence voters? No, I don't think it's going to make any difference. I think it's interesting that they're really targeting Karen Phelps and going, well, that's just voting for Labor. Actually, she's an independent and,
She's preferencing a lot to Liberal.
So it's one of those things where I just think there's a lot of emotion in this side and it's going to be a really interesting...
I think it's going to be closer than people think. I know Graham Richardson, the Labor Party power broker, said at one stage, I was suggesting to him on air one day that I reckon the Libs can lose this. And he said, mate, no. You have a look at that seat. This is a really affluent seat. Traditional Liberal voters. But I don't know. I think that
Karen could win it.
Karen Phelps, who's the former AMA boss and very popular woman, she's supportive of gay marriage, a whole lot of other things that she's probably, on song with a lot of people in that seat. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people in the Liberal Party think.
All right. Interesting. On to more political news this morning.
This is great. We're doing politics.
South Australia's Labor Party is being accused of flip-flopping over a move to require students at public schools to opt in to religious activities instead of opting out. So currently parents can request that children be made exempt from participating in celebrations like Christmas and Easter.
Right.
So Ben, would you rather be opting in or opting out?
Oh, look, it's a hard one to understand this as far as, it depends on the school you're going to. I know, for example, in New South Wales, they brought in an alternative to religious studies, where they had ethics classes, but then some religious politicians like Reverend Fred Nile made it harder for those ethics classes to be a reality. In other words, it wasn't an option, you had to ask for it. It's interesting how much religion is finding its way into schools outside religious schools. If you're going to a certain school that is linked to a certain religion, you'd understand that it would be part and parcel of it. But I don't know. When it comes to opting in and opting out, Shelley, can you help me out with this one?
What do you think? I mean, if let's say you're Jewish or you're of a faith that doesn't celebrate Christmas and Easter, I mean, that's okay, isn't it? Or you're Greek Orthodox, it's a different Easter.
It's completely okay, but I think the issue is, as well, it's not just in religious schools we're talking about. These are public schools. I went to Kingaroy State High, and the only time I've ever been sent to the principal's office was because of the religious class, where when the pastor said, Shelley, are you here? I answered with... Unfortunately. Sent to the principal's office, pled a case to my parents as to why I didn't want to go to religious classes and I could use that time to study. They awarded it to me, and that's what I did. I studied in that time. So
theology.
Everyone is different, and I think opting in and opting out, it's not very much of a difference between the two.
It's just complicated. I can't even get through the enrolment forms, let alone, hit
Hallelujah.
form,
Amen. Amen. I'm hearing you, sister.
That's all I want.
Whatever. Okay, Shelley, Ben, stay with us when we come back. Why one beauty salon has back. A Sydney business owner has raised eyebrows this morning following her decision to ban kids from her salon.
At one point last week, we had 10 kids in the salon, all unattended, with mums with their eyes closed. We had kids running out onto the street, and it's just not been safe. It's been really hard for me as a business owner and a mum to impose this rule, but it just hasn't been safe for all of us.
Now, Kristen Fisher, who has 2 young children of her own, announced the ban via text message to her clients.
So let's get today's take on this with 9 Honey's Shelley Horton and 9's Benedict Fordham. Shelley, do customers have the right to be upset?
No, this is a place where you get your eyebrows and eyelashes done. It's not a creche. And I don't think it's responsible
You're
to
a single
leave
mum
kids.
and need to get your. I mean, you don't want to be grabbed
You're
your
gonna
marks.
You're going to have to work out some sort of swap. Perhaps, you know, someone can help you out. You just can't have unattended kids there. And also, in these situations, it's a very quiet place to have your eyes done. And often, you'll have your eyes taped if you're having eyelashes attached. So you can't even fly your eyes open to check on a kid.
From a commercial perspective, from a marketing perspective, Ben, if I was a business owner, I'd be banning nobody from my business for a start. I'd be offering, you know, bring your
Kids-free
kids
zones.
in. We'll entertain them
We'll
while
do
you
their
get your
nails.
eyebrows done.
But who's going to entertain them?
You get somebody in.
Oh, so you
So you're
employ another
I
person.
think
Spend
you get
more
more
money.
mothers, you get more mothers coming in to get. They choose that salon to go to, so that they knew they could take their kids.
And those mothers happy to pay a little bit more because you're paying
Maybe.
for the
Maybe.
clown or the magician or whatever who's entertaining the
Elsa.
kids.
And then
while it's
you-
all
Elsa,
happening.
we might have
So
Elsa there.
You then also lose
No, I'm-
me
Down with the
as a
ban.
No,
customer.
I'm just taking an opposite point of view because I just like riling you because I can sense that you're just a little bit fired up
No,
about
I'm
this.
not. I'm not.
I take my kids.
I just don't think. I think if I was a business owner, I would not be saying to mothers, "Don't bring your kids in."
Yeah, look, I wouldn't be doing
I
that
agree.
either. And you guys
I
would know
don't.
how many times I brought my kids in here, and I remember
They're
my
always
wife
here.
at one
Dave's
stage
got his
Leo's
saying,
here
Leo's
today.
here.
Yeah,
Leo Campbell's here today. So I remember Jodie, my wife, saying to me at one stage, oh, did you ask anyone at Channel 9 whether you could take Freddie in? Like when I started bringing Freddie in, I went, no, I just did it. You know, like, but that's because we've got
And who looked
a
after
very
him?
welcoming,
We did.
a very welcoming workplace who encourages those things. But if your business is about plucking eyebrows, and I'm guessing that is a pretty delicate little operation
Yeah,
that's going
and
on there,
tattooing eyebrows.
and you've got kids running around, then I don't know, maybe there is a bit of a safety aspect there where they want to make sure that everyone's sweet.
And what
Not
about
buying this?
losing
What are
customers
you
that
looking at?
don't want to be
Your
there with
eyebrows
screaming
look
kids running
amazing,
around?
by the
Don't
way.
they?
Your
I'll go
eyebrows
back
look
to you having your
fantastic.
I go to a
eyebrow.
different place.
Do you?
I want to go back to her getting her eyebrows taped or eyes taped
Eyes
shut.
taped
But
shut.
anyway, let's move on quickly. The days of the traditional bended knee are over. While most of us envision a romantic setting, being asked to marry the love of our life, one woman has accepted a proposal from her girlfriend via Facebook Messenger. I look, you know what? The millennials can do whatever they want. Do you want to marry me? Yes. Lol. And then just a ring emoji.
Emoji,
You know,
yeah.
and I just think
Horses
this
for
is the-
courses, I say. My first husband, the proposal was drunk in a pub with 20 friends.
Beautiful.
Not appropriate.
You said yes, though, yeah?
Peer group pressure, like I'm telling you now.
Oh, public.
My now husband, Darren Robinson, he proposed in Hawaii on one knee, and it was exactly what I dreamed of.
How would-
so I was so happy.
How would you like your third husband to do it?
It'll be in a wheelchair at the old person's home, you know.
That's sweet on karaoke night. Bingo!
Yeah. Who's
Yeah.
got a
Much
fresh
I can
liver?
say there,
Yeah.
but I better not.
Yeah, look, I think
Someone waiting on something like that, I'm going to all sorts of trouble. But Ben, how did you propose?
I proposed. Jodie was.
Did you bend the knee?
Waking. I was down. Well, she was in bed asleep, and I was waiting. This is going to sound creepy.
little bit creepy.
I was waiting for her to wake up.
Oh, wow.
Right,
How long
I'm
for?
waiting. I'm
Like
waiting
2
for her to
hours?
wake up. And I think I was down on one knee just so I could be eye level because she
Okay.
was fast asleep. She was in bed, and the moment she opened her eyes, I went, "I need to ask you a question," because I was like,
Was
I was
she like, "Oh,
gagging to ask the
God."
question.
Yeah. She's like,
And so
Takes
look,
a bite
but I
plate
did then
out.
say to Jodie, you know, I think traditions are lovely, but I remember saying to Jodie when we were planning our wedding, I said, let's not follow any traditions just for the sake of tradition. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of those things where I'm at weddings and going, why is he biting a garter off her leg?
yeah,
Oh, yeah, no, I
what's
don't
not
like
down
You know
with
what I mean?
that.
Oh, because everyone does that. Nah, you don't need to follow tradition just because it's tradition.
Well, let us know if you still like the tradition. Shelley and Benjamin, good to have you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Coming up on Today Extra, the young arthritis.